What's going on, YouTube? Ryan Rookert here. Uh, Go ahead and figured I'd give you one more go at the Atlantean Stun. I finished first at locals today. There was Dark Worlds, there was Gravekeepers, there was an Exodia draw or two. Uh, you'd come across, they'd come across some difficult plays, but you'd manage to work around it just fairly well. But just the same, uh, essentially it's close to a budget deck. You can go to a couple tournaments and probably get what you want if you've got a couple cards that people are willing to get from you. But let's go ahead and give it a go. We got two of the Abyss Soldiers. I'm pretty sure anybody here remembers my usual deck run on it. Two attack squads. The attack squads actually saw a lot of play in this game, especially throughout the tournament today. They killed on several occasions. They actually were the killing card on the Dark World player. One Dragoons. Dragoons really didn't see much active play, so much as they saw kind of a supportive kind of use. I still like it, though, because it gave me my divas. Two Heavy Infantry. Now, Heavy Infantry saw a lot of play today, whether you're using it for the extra normal summon, whether you're using it for the face-up destruction. It works all around, really. You got your two Marksmen. Now, the Marksmen saw more play than almost any other card in this deck today. I'd probably say the cards that saw the most play today were Doom Caliber, Marksman, Kaiku, and Thunder King. But Marksman did a massive playthrough for this, especially tag teaming with the attack squads. It worked wonders for me. Saved me on almost every game. The one Diva, the two Doom Calibers. The two Doom Cals were honestly the staple for what saved me against the Exodia draw. It saved me a lot against Chaos. It really ran through. Fossil Dyna, just one of them. Two got the job. Two seems a little bit over excessive. One seems to get the job done nicely. Sometimes you don't want to destroy your backfield, so I used it mainly to wipe out their front row. One Kaiku. The Kaiku killed me in one game, but it came back to finish banishing off every card for the Dark World player. He used the Leviair to go ahead and bring it back to kill me off with my own card, but that was just turn one. Marshmallow, two of them. Marshmallow didn't see much play, but it showed a good amount of play through, a good amount of damage dealing. You use it with the creature swap for nice effect. One Grand Mole. Grand Mole didn't see too much play. I used it against Chaos, and it got rid of the BLS off the field, but that was about it. One Plague Spreader. Plague Spreader did not see any play today. Out of the 9 games I played, he didn't see a single card through. One Ryo. Ryo saw a lot of play through today. It locked off the snow for the Dark Worlds. It locked off a lot of other abilities. The one Trag. Honestly, with the side deck, I would say that your best bet would be to work through with the Trag or side out the Dragoons. Going on into the spell lineup, we got the Book of Moon, the Creature Swap, the Dark Hole. They're the pretty major staples for the deck. For some of the major ones, they actually saved me on several occasions. Dark Hole was drawn a few times when he wasn't necessary, but I still managed to use it. Two Lance, two MSTs, two Duality, and a Salvage to finish up the spell lineup. The Dualities did see a lot of play. The Lances, not so much. The Mystical Space Typhoons, on decks I didn't need it, it always showed up. But on the decks that really needed it, like Dark Worlds, the Gravekeepers for the Anti-Necro Valley, the Exodia, they never seemed to come. I didn't get much playthrough for them, but they did seem to save me when it came to plays like Dark Worlds. Getting rid of the Gates and the Dark Smog, I think it is, really cleared up the field, really saved me from an OTK. Really can do a good deal. Going into the trap lineup, we have one Compulsory. We got the 3 Dark Bribes. the 3 Fiendish Chains. Anybody who watched my last build could say that Dark Bribe was at 2, and that I refused to basically run 3 of anything except for the Fiendish Chain. The 3 Dark Bribes did the trick. They saved me. They finished it off. The Fiendish Chains, from where I was facing a lot of graveyard-based opponents, I really didn't get much use out of the Fiendish Chains this game. I ended up siding them out a lot for the Skill Drain, the Soul Drain, what have you. The 1 Mirror Force, the Spiritual Water Art, and the Torrential. The Spiritual Water Art really got some good use in. I mean, it worked with the Leviathan Dragon, the Lock-Off Exodia. I ended up discarding their head. I got some good use out of the Torrential. And the Mirror Force did save me from the OTK against the Chaos in 1 round. The Chaos deck just kept spamming back their Blackluster Soldier using stuff like the Monster Reincarnation, junk like that. You really don't expect much of that coming from a Chaos build since they run a lot of cards in Grave. But from where he was trying to run Twilight with the Judgment Dragon, I just couldn't help but look at it, smile, honestly laugh a little inside, But that covers the main deck. Going into the side deck. Now, the side deck did a lot of the work in this tournament. I'm almost ashamed to say that I didn't get much use out of my monsters in the side deck, more along the Trap Resorption. But there's the One-Armed Sea Hunter, the 1 BLS Envoy, the DD Crow, the Marionette Mite, and the Puppet Plant. That does my monsters in. I didn't get to side in any of the monsters except for the 1 DD Crow, and when I did, I never used it. For spell lineup, there's the Burden of the Mighty, Forbidden Dress, and Shield Crush. The Shield Crush and the Dress didn't really get used this tournament. The Burden of the Mighty, I played it once against the Dark World player, hoping to drop down the attack on Grappa. Turns out he just MST'd it first round, so that really didn't help much, but it at least made him waste a resource, which is mainly all Stun really is. Traps, we got the Call of the Haunted, the Mind Drain, the Phoenix Wing, the Royal Prison, the Skill Drain, the Soul Drain. Those right there, the Soul Drain and the Royal Prison killed Dark Worlds today. Those 2 right there, it's statistically impossible to get them both, since they're both only 1 in the deck at the moment. And I pulled them both within the first 3 turns on 2 games in a row against Dark Worlds. It freaked out my opponent. He basically quit right afterwards. He just kept skipping. It wasn't that he had nothing. He showed me his hand. He had 2 snows, gates. He had more draw power than my entire deck put together. And then for the rest of the last card in the side deck, I sided in the Doloran. I do kind of like the fact that I sided in the Doloran, but I never really get to use him much. I think that's why I did side him out. I really, really did like the fact that I did get a lot of use out of almost all the cards in my deck this tournament, because of all the use you can get out of it. The variety for this deck is just amazing. You've got the Diva Synchro, you've got the Diva Overlay, you go straight in for the Scrap Dragon if you can crack off a level 4 before you throw the Diva out there. You could go for Flame Belt or Quizzes. It just doesn't matter really. It's an outrageously OP deck if you can use it properly. For our extra deck, we have the Underworld Fighter Balmung. We have the Allied Justice Cataster, the Uriquizis, the Psychic Life Trancer, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Thought Ruler, Star Eater, 2 Gachi Gachi Gentetsus, Black Ray Lancer, number 17, Marrowgeist, Gem Knight, and Photon Papilloperative. The Papilloperative did a lot, and I do stress a lot of work against the Exodia deck. He was running more Battle Faders than anything. Eventually, I just got kind of tired of running across the Battle Faders. I creature swapped out the Marshmelon for his Battle Fader. Just let it sit on the field. Papilloperative changed it to attack position, attack with the 3000 Leviathan Dragon on it. He really didn't have any plays after that. But that's the deck, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day.